evening, basketball fans, and welcome to the Simon Gym here at Manchester Central High School in downtown Manchester. We got a good one in Division 1. It's the Merrimack Tomahawks and the Central Little Green. Both teams 9-3. My name's Pete Terrier. Got John Kesty on the other side of the video camera, and some of the tribe here from Merrimack High School, they are photobombing this live shot at the beginning of the game. They're very excited about their Tomahawks, and I want to say thank you to the Tomahawk supporters who just handed me a donation for nhsportspage.com. They're supporting the coverage that we provide, and we want to thank you guys very much for chipping in. It really, really helps. We spend a lot of time and a lot of money covering these games, and whatever you can do to help, we certainly appreciate it in the form of the donation. And of course, your support and your readership of nhsportspage.com. It's going to be a great game tonight. Winner really solidifying themselves for a top 4 seed potentially in the upcoming tournament. In just a couple of weeks, we'll bring you all the highlights, all the play-by-play, the post-game reaction as well. It's Merrimack and Central, and it's coming to you on nhsportspage.com. Tim Goodrich holds up the number 3. That's the play. Let's see if this is the play that gets somebody on the board finally. Almost halfway through this first quarter. McKillop, right side. Roberts underneath, Kerr all alone. And finally Merrimack breaks the ice. It's 2-0. Nice feed, Roberts to Kerr. And he finally gets someone on the scoreboard here. 2-0 Merrimack. Midway through, gets the screen but doesn't use it. Now he uses one. And Shea has it in the middle of the floor. Right side, Leroy. Underneath, McDonald. Easy 2. What a pass by Jalen Leroy. Good cut by Evan McDonald. We're tied at 4. Just under 3 minutes left in the first. And now it gives Central just another body. They're not all that deep, while Merrimack is very deep. Leroy with it. 2:15 left go first quarter. We're tied at 4. McCory at the free throw line, swings it. Leroy, he'll try a 3. Leroy swishes it, and it's a right side 3 for Jalen Leroy, and Central's got a lead. It's 7-4. Wojak over the timeline, feeds Roberts. Roberts drives baseline, right to the bucket, scores. That was too easy for Ian Roberts. Just drove there and had no one defending for Central. 7-6. Little Green still on top by 1. Leroy on the drive. Leroy hangs and hits it off the window, falling down. And the lead is back to 3 for Central. Leroy's got middle. Leroy holding it. Now he backs it off with the dribble. Leroy bounce pass at the free throw line. McDonald passes it in the lane to McCory. Turns. Leroy for 3. Leroy, another 3-point shot, and he's falling down and hitting shots. And Merrimack wants a timeout. Tim Goodrich is going to talk things over. It's 12-6 Central, 58.7 seconds left in the first. And Central will have it. Leroy will throw it in on the baseline. Leroy feeds McCory. No one there to defend. And McCory with an easy 2. It's 14-7. This goes up strong. Missed it. It was too strong. And then McDonald comes down with it. Right side, McCory. Swings a pass. Baraka for 2. Pretty feed by John McCory. No look pass. Little shovel pass. Cummings still with the dribble. Gets it up top. Roberts. Roberts trying to make a move. Feeds Wojak. Wojak down the lane. Puts it up and in. Andrew Wojak with his first basket attacking the Beckett. And it's 16-11. 5-point lead for Central. Here comes Cummings. Cummings has it. Fancy dribble. Cummings on a drive, lost it. Ball loose, McKillop picks it up. McKillop trying to dribble out of trouble, feeds Wojak. He throws it across the baseline. Cummings for 3, and Ian Cummings, Merrimack made something out of nothing there, and it's a 4-point game, 18-14. On the baseline in the corner to Baptiste, now up top Baraka. Right side Rivera. Rivera's pass almost picked off, probably should have been picked off, but McCory able to get free and take a 3. And make a 3, 21-15. 6-point lead for Central. Bagelman, cross-court pass, Wojak, left side Dudash in the corner, feeds Bagelman, left baseline. His fall away is good. And Noah Bagelman is a kid who wasn't getting much time earlier this year, but Coach Goodrich says the kid can shoot, he can score. If we can get him to play some defense, he'd be a much more regular player for us, but he's definitely a kid that can put the ball in the bucket. 21-17, Central on top by 4. McCory, free throw line jumper, and John McCory carrying the load here without the top two scorers, McDonald and Leroy, in the game. And Central's actually been able to extend the lead a little. 23-17. McCory's going to bring it up. McCory thought about the three in transition. Instead, will back it off with 2:45 left in the half. Feeds it, Baptiste at the free throw line. Nice pass, Lewis underneath for two. And Jean-Carl Baptiste, or Carl Jean-Baptiste, makes the assist, and it's an 8-point lead. McCory in the middle. McCory lost control, got it back. Nice pass, Baraka to the cup. 27-17, Central on top. Pass through a couple of defenders, and it bounced off Lewis, and Merrimack came up with it. Wojak, left side Kerr, open three. Good, he was wide open. 27-20, the lead down to 7. It was a 10-point lead. Final minute first half, McCory. McCory, crossover dribble, gets free, puts it up high off the window. Pretty finish by John McCory, 29-20. 14 seconds to McDonald. They look to get Leroy the basketball, maybe a kick out for a three by McCory or McDonald. Leroy has it, 5 seconds. He's going to take a three, and he knocks it down in the final seconds. And Central will go into the locker room up by 12, 32-20. Feeds it to Leroy. Leroy going to drive the lane. Leroy got shut off, still gets the shot off, and then comes down with it on his backside, but his pass picked off. Cummings trying to thread the needle. Wojak able to come up with it after it was deflected by McDonald. Now Kerr, fall away. Got it on the foul. McDonald fouled him. Kerr ended up on his keister. And Zach Kerr will have a chance for an and one play and get this back to single digits. Here's Cummings trying to answer Leroy the rebound. But his pass, though, picked off. It was a bad one. McKillop missed it. McKillop went to the ground somehow, didn't travel. Rolls it out to Roberts. Kerr open three. Straight away, knocks it down. 7-point game. 36-29. Credit Danny McKillop. He'd get the Tommy Award there for hustling. Shea in the middle of the floor. Feeds it to Baraka. He's going to take the 16-footer. It's in and out. Leroy taps the rebound. McKillop comes up with it. And then got picked clean. McDonald just stripped him and scored. 38-29, 9:40-31. Sachet has it. Now to Leroy. Leroy trying to drive on McKillop. Leroy goes to the baseline on the drive, hangs in the air, and finishes with the left hand. Jalen Leroy, pretty take, 42-31. Kerr. Kerr to McKillop. McKillop, baseline jumper, Kerr, fall-away shot is good from about 16 feet away. And Zach Kerr gets the lead back down to 9, 42-33. It's the final minute of this third quarter for Merrimack. They're down 9. Bagelman with it, right side Kerr. Kerr shoots it over McDonald, swish. Zach Kerr heating up here in the second half. It's a 7-point deficit, 42-35. Leroy walking it up, 15 seconds as he hits the half-court mark. Leroy with 10 seconds, just dribbling it around. Kerr steps out on him. Leroy with 7. Leroy to the middle. Leroy, long three, straight away. Jalen Leroy, another three, just like at the end of the first half. He hits one at the end of the third quarter, and the lead is back to 10, 45-35. Where he just hit that three from at the end of the third. Leroy behind his back, lost it. Gianelli came up with it, Leroy stole it. Feeds Revere for three. It's one Revere. Central up by 13. What was a 7-point game is now 13 after back-to-back threes by Central at the end of the third and at the beginning of the fourth. Cummings down the lane, high arcer won't go. McDonald the board. McDonald outlet Revere. Drives baseline, kicks it up top. McDonald wide open three. 3 straight threes. Central is up by 16. Timeout Merrimack. 51-35. Here's Zach Kerr. Feeds Roberts. Roberts working against McDonald. Roberts takes him to the hole. Scored to the foul. I know his dad's sitting right next to me, but he can't handle Roberts. He's just too strong and tall. Lane feeds it to Baraka. Swings a pass inside to McDonald, now out to Baraka. McDonald has it, gets the screen. McDonald on the drive. McDonald off the window. He took it to the basket and scored. 53-38, 15-point lead for Central. Get lefty, no. Rebound Leroy, outlet McDonald. McDonald one-on-one against Roberts. Swings it, Revere, up top, McCory for three. McCory puts it home. Couple steps to the top of the three. And it's an 18-point lead, and Leroy makes a steal and scores it in. It's now 20, 58-38 Central, midway through this fourth quarter. Right side Kerr, now to Roberts. Wojak will try a three. Wojak puts it home. 17-point deficit. Timeout on the floor. Tim Goodrich wants to talk about it. Block. Abdi Hassan, the junior, wearing number 43. He's going to go to the line. And Abdi Hassan gets the big hand from the crowd as he's in the scorer's book with a free throw. Let's see what happens if he makes this one too. And he did. His first 2 points of the season. And the lead is 19 again, 69-50. Gianelli got fouled. The and one play. That makes it 69-52. Kicks it, Elliott. Elliott's going to sweep it underneath. Hassan saves it, and that's it, the final score. Central improves to 10-3. They beat Merrimack 69-53. The Tomahawks are 9-4. We're surrounded by Central Little Green here after an impressive victory against the Merrimack Tomahawks. 69-53 was the final. We got the whole team here, and I'll tell you what, it was a team effort tonight. I think prior to tonight, people were talking about the big three of Central: Jalen, Leroy, John McCory, Evan McDonald, but I thought you guys showed your depth tonight and helped you guys get a win. As we said, it was a 16-point victory, but this was a 7-point game near the end of the third quarter. And Jalen, we'll start with you. You hit another three. I think you hit a three at the end of the first quarter, at the end of the first half, and then at the end of the third quarter. That was a big one, though, because it was a 7-point lead. You had the final possession. You drained one from about this spot on the floor. It was about 30 feet away, straight away. That made it a 10-point game, 45-35 at the end of the third quarter. And then you hit another one at the start of the fourth. And Antoine Revere, where is he? Right here. The little guy hits one. Evan McDonald kind of hanging out on the edge there, hit another one. But I thought that sequence at the end of the third quarter and at the beginning of the fourth quarter moved it from a 7-point game to a 16-point game, and you guys ran away from there.
Yeah, we know basketball is a game of runs, so we just try to keep the momentum throughout most of the game, and we know we'll be victorious if we do.
I think a big part of the additional depth, where's Baraka? He's right here. Dave Baraka is a kid that was seeing minutes last year. I know you were hurt, had a little problem with the knee, but you came back last week against Londonderry in that loss. You were back again tonight. You scored 11 points, one of 3 Central Little Green players in double digits. John McCory had 16, Jalen with 22, but you had 11. Can you talk about what you feel you bring to the team? Because I know Doc Wheeler, he's been talking about you for the last few years. I love David Baraka. He's real good on defense. He gives us another guy. You're battling against those strong kids from Merrimack on the board. What do you feel that you give to the team? And I'm sure you're real happy to be back.
Well, I like to lock down and defend on all the players. I think we got a lot of shooters around the perimeter, and I'm really the middle of the paint open for me to shoot and take shots.
And Evan, you didn't have the best shooting night tonight. Maybe that's why you want to kind of hang back there, but you still had 9 points. I'm hoping you can talk about the magnitude of this game because you were both 9-3 coming in. You knew Merrimack was a real good team. So talk about this win and what it means to you guys at this point in the season.
I mean, this was a huge game for us because we lost to Londonderry on Friday. We didn't play very well at all. So this was a big bounce-up game. Merrimack's very good. They were 9-3. So we're looking good right now.
And Jalen, one more for you. I mean, we're getting down to the final end of the season, your senior year and everything. Are you kind of sensing that, this is the really time that you've seen banners around this gym, championship banners? I mean, you got to be feeling it right now that it's getting towards the end here and it's time for seniors to step up.
But yeah, of course, that's how we've always been. But we just try and take it one game at a time and play as a team. Hopefully we'll go to UNH.
And Central, impressive tonight against Merrimack. They win it 69-53. Wheeler here as Central wins a big game tonight against the Merrimack Tomahawks. You guys were tied with Merrimack and 3 other teams at 9-3 for second place in the division. Tonight, I think what impressed me the most, you guys showed some depth. I mean, some legit depth. You played like 9-10 guys tonight, and they all played a role in this game.
Yeah, it was pleased. You know, the younger kids have been developing in practice. We've been trying to give them more and more looks, and they're doing some good things with it.
And Coach, there was a point, I think it was in the first half, where you had both Jalen and Evan on the bench. McCory was out there with Revere and Osiah Lewis and David Baraka. I mean, and you guys actually extended the lead with your 2 big guns on the bench.
Yeah, well, I was pissed at them. You know, I thought they both had made, an error defensively. Evan's been a little sick under the weather, so I just thought he needed a blow. I actually thought Evan needed a blow. And again, these younger kids have been doing pretty good, so we're going to give them some chances. And I thought Jonathan exhibited some great leadership and made a couple big looks, and the rest of them played well.
I thought Baraka, who you've been kind of waiting all year to get back, he finally came back last week. And I was talking to Tommy Dixon before the game. He said, yeah, we're just trying to get him into game shape. Looked like he was in pretty good game shape tonight. He had 11 points and was real active on both ends of the floor.
He started for us last year, so he just came back a week ago, and he's going to be a big difference for us. He's a good defender, very athletic player to the rim. He's a very good player for us. He's definitely one of our top players.
And you got to feel pretty comfortable at the end of quarters, at the end of games. You give the ball to Jalen. He hit a 3-pointer on numerous occasions tonight, several occasions when the clock was winding down. There was a 7-point game, end of that third quarter. He hit the 3 ball from downtown that put you up 10, and then you guys hit 2 more after that, and it went from 7 to 16, and it pretty much was the dagger right there.
Yeah. Jalen's a good player. He's one of the top scorers in the league. We run certain sets for him at the end of quarters. He took shots at the end of 3 quarters and made 2 of them, 2 threes. And the one in the third quarter, I thought, gave us great momentum going into the fourth quarter.
And it had to make you feel good. Couple of instances. Antoine Revere sticks a big 3. He had one of those 3 threes in a row that pushed it up. And then
he had the assist on the Evans.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, he made a couple big plays for us right there.
And then Abdi Hassan, kid I'd never seen play before, comes in at the end of the game, hits a couple of big free throws, and the crowd went crazy for him.
That means Abdi is now 998 points away from 1,000.
He'll get there. He'll get there. Thanks so much, Coach. Another great time out here at the Simon Gym, and we'll see you down the road.
Thank you. Appreciate it.